Last week in Long Beach, the rain was absolutely gnarly. Daniel Smith won in GTP after multiple crashes between himself and Cody Crosgrove, the only two entries in the top class. In the final laps, Smith's off-track excursions forced the GT3 field to run an additional lap. It threw fuel calculations into chaos, and Brandon Lambert and Kevin Fanning both ran dry on the final lap. It allowed Romain Moratto to recover from an earlier penalty and take the GT3 Pro win. In GT3 AM, Josh Sussey capitalized after Bryan Sohn's late spin and an unsafe rejoin penalty to claim victory in yet another wild AM class finish. Now it all comes down to this, the 2025B SimCAR Grand-Am Series finale. Interlagos, Sao Paulo, Brazil. A 60-minute showdown where championships will be decided, and we've seen last-second title deciders before. And tonight, Brazil may add another to the list. We go green in Sao Paulo, live next on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, better known as Interlagos. Built in 1940 and located just outside downtown Sao Paulo, this 2.68-mile, 15-turn circuit is a roller coaster of elevation and emotion. With its combination of long straights, heavy braking zones, and sweeping corners, Interlagos demands total precision from the first lap to the last. The format for the SimCAR Grand-Am Series is as follows. The drivers are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 20-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for our 60-minute race this evening. The first half of qualifying is for the GTP field, and the second half for the GT3 cars. The 2025B SimCAR Grand-Am Series concludes tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Mr. Bryan Sawyer, it is championship night in Interlagos. We have two championships on the line. Everything comes down to 1 hour in Brazil. How do you even prepare for a race like this tonight?
Oh, a lot of practice, I would assume, if you're in the hunt for this championship, Josh. Glad to be here. One of my favorite tracks in all forms of racing. It's just such a fun, flowy track. You're always doing something here. You're never there's not much in the way of any straight on this track, so a lot of action, a lot of things going on all the time here.
As we will get to championship implications and points shortly, of course, but we just want to remind everyone that the SimCAR Grand-Am Series on ASN is brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation Drivers' Championship. Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of Beam NG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves here at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. By Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner of SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, by Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered as the presenting sponsor for the team's championship. As we head into round 10 tonight, Bryan, let's take a look at all three championships, maybe even some teams and manufacturers if we've got those. Take it away for me.
Absolutely. We'll start with the no, we won't.
Oh, God, they're broken.
Who is this?
What did you do?
This is nobody's championship. We'll figure
We're
that
professional,
out
I promise.
in just a second. Josh, while I do that, how about you do this?
Programming notes? Alrighty. So, after tonight, we go back to exclusively NASA for quite some time. Round 5 of the NASA Rallycross World Championship on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. They are in Iowa. You'll have myself and Bryan Sawyer for that. NASA Rallycross Futures on Sunday and Lights World Championship on Sunday, beginning Barcelona week There's a bit of confusion and miscommunication, I would say, when we had to cancel the Iowa round. For everyone curious, Iowa's tacked on at the end of the season, so we'll see that at the end for those guys. Futures might have a broadcast. We'll just have to wait and see. But the Lights World Championship will be broadcast live on ASN on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Bryan and Joshua Darnell for that. NASA Rallycross Contenders also in Barcelona on Monday the 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern, and you'll have Justin Robichaux and Bryan Sawyer for that, and of course the rest of the NASA calendar. As Bryan's going to pull up points, and we'll take a look at those. Nathan Ray with 290 in the GTP championship. That championship has been locked for a couple of weeks. Chris Hill in second, JD Daniel in third, Daniel Smith, Steve Baker, Cosgrove, O'Brien, Goddard, Bernal, and Karsten Quint, 10th and top 10 in the GTP. In GT3AM, it's 233 to 217 between Marwan Moftad and Miguel Rivas. We'll get to title permutations a little bit later on during the show, of course. Brian Sohn in third, John Ebersol, Edgel, Sussy, Garcia, Miglin, DeFlamer, and Dubois rounding out the top 10. And let's take a look at the overall GT3 standings. It's 10 points between Matt Kingsbury and Brandon Lambert at the top of that table. Kevin Fanning and Romain Rateau, third and fourth. They're locked in a great battle for that final podium spot. Moftad, Rivas, Majori Banks, Sohn, Ebersol, and Edgel rounding out the top 10 as we head to qualifying here in Interlagos. And first car on track, champion-elect Nathan Ray in car number 35.
All right, Josh, I'm back. I think everybody got to hear me talk to my wife when I switched one of the scenes there. That's okay, though. But we got a GTP green flag. So.
It's such a wonderful circuit here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Second sector right now. Heading to turn number 10, where Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon made contact back in 2019. It took the tie driver away from that podium finish that day. Through 11, down to Junsao, turn number 12, where Timo Glock is that Glock in 2008 of the Brazilian Grand Prix and allowed Lewis Hamilton to steal that first world championship from Felipe Massa. And now up the front straightaway. It really is not a straightaway. We've seen plenty of crashes over the years. Fernando Alonso in 2003. One of them, Paul di Resta, 2012. That was in the rain. We are bone dry today for the SimCAR Grand-Am Series. And down to the Senna S, turns 1 and 2. Tricky to get right, downhill, left and right. We'll see plenty of action, just like Juan Montoya and Michael Schumacher back in 2003. And down the Reta Aposta, through the Curva de Sol, turn 3, down the straightaway to Siga del Lago. As a Sebastian Vettel fan, this corner gives me PTSD. When he spun in 2012 on the first lap, so many memories and history, not just from F1, but from the World Endurance Championship. I do believe MotoGP ran here as well, Bryan. A wonderful circuit here in Brazil. As
we didn't get a lap time there, did we?
That was his first lap he was beginning. It was on his warm-up lap in the 35.
Right. You know, the curbing here, Josh. I got a few laps in earlier in the week just because I knew it was coming. I wanted to give it a little test out. And my steering wheel and everything's got that new LFE in there where you can feel the curbing in the wheels. And the curbing on this track is like no other. It is so bumpy. I mean, you want to use it, but it can really upset the car if you're not ready for it.
Now the flat-out blast up the hill to the start-finish line for Nathan Ray and car number 35. Steve Baker close behind him through the middle sector. Ray in the 35 crosses the line, sets the benchmark, 127.133 for the Canadian in car number 35. In relation to his practice time, that's 2 seconds off what he ran in practice a couple moments ago. And Steve Baker, we can take a look at him, car number 2. Teammates to Ray, and he will cross the start-finish line. Let's see what he will do in the Porsche. And the lap didn't count, so he had an issue as well. Cody Cosgrove beginning his first lap in just a moment. So I'll tell you what, let's ride on board Steve Baker, turn up the volume, and enjoy a lap here at Interlagos. Off the final corner for Baker. Up the hill. We saw Nathan Ray reset his fastest lap at a 25.7. Still 3/4 of a second away from his fastest lap in practice. Baker crosses the line, 25.711. He goes P1 by 0.06 of a second over his teammate. Cody Crosgrove next to finish a lap in the 18. Second place in GTP last week in the rain in California. And the Canadian, what will he run in the Porsche? 3 for 3 for the Solpec cars this evening. Across the line. The first lap does not count. We have got Daniel Smith across the line in the 95 to begin his first lap in the BMW, last week's winner.
I'm excited, Josh. We got a few more GTPs than we did at Long Beach. GTP saw rain, said we're staying home. We only had 2 last week. We got, what, 4 or 5 this week?
It's listed as 5, but Anthony Flores is race control, and I think he might have clicked the wrong button to join as a driver instead of a spectator. So
okay.
It's happened to all of us, my friend.
We got double the count.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter on head count tonight, but you know what? I mean, that just gives all the people competing for the championship a little more room to breathe. We got 4 GTP, so they'll be tearing through the traffic. Looking at
Baker crosses the line in the 2.
Lap.
Can he improve? 1 minute 24.895. That's the fastest lap so far tonight. He pips his teammate by 0.3 of a second. Crosgrove into the final corner now. Will his second lap count for the 18? And there's no rain in the forecast, so he shouldn't have any issues with people crashing into each other because of the low grip. These GTPs are going to rip around this Interlagos circuit across the line. 25.9 for the 18. Daniel Smith will be finishing his lap, his first lap in the 95, 1 minute 28.4. Now, Nathan Ray responding into Junsao, the final corner, final real corner on this circuit. And the blast up the hill past where Kimi Räikkönen tried to go through the access road, and the gate was closed back in 2012. As they cut the pit entry line, no commitment line issues here in Interlagos. Across the line for Ray, will he improve? 24.6. It's a dogfight between the Solpec teammates, and we're going to go back to Baker. He's going to be responding in the 2. Fascinating stuff. $160 miles an hour, still gaining speed. GT3s are lining up at the end of the pit lane. Baker crosses the line. Can he respond? 24.604. It's ebbing and flowing at the top of the table. As they're lining up at the end of the pit lane for the GT3 field. And who's our next car? Is Daniel Smith. We've got Smith, Crosgrove, and Ray pretty close to one another. 1.5 minutes roughly left to go for the GTP field. And Bryan, if this is ebbing and flowing like it is in qualifying, this is going to be terrific in a few moments. Smith crosses the line. 1 minute 25.8 for the driver who represents Antarctica in the 95. And the Canadian Crosgrove on his third lap. He's 1.3 seconds away from his pole-sitting teammate across the line. The lap doesn't count. Champion-elect Ray in the 35. 1 minute 10 left. Is he pitting? He's pitting. Does he? Oh, he doesn't think he has it. And that's it. Steve Baker has eased off. I think he's going to be sending it to the pit lane. And will the 2 head to the pit lane? He does. No, he doesn't. As we put across the line, 124.5. GT3M is queuing at the end of the pit lane behind the Pro class. And I wonder what happened to Nathan Ray. Did he make a mistake? I don't know. So we wait for Crosgrove to finish his lap, which I believe he has. No, he hasn't. Apologies there. Daniel Smith is in front of him. So Smith will finish his lap. We look at Ray Kingsbury in the safety car. Graphics are a little broken. I promise it's not Nathan Ray on screen. And across the line for Daniel Smith off monitor. Will he improve? 25.7. So he jumps to in front of Cosgrove, who will cross the line in the 18. Checkered flag is out. Flying laps count. And what will happen to Cosgrove? Lap doesn't count. GT3 qualifying. Green flag is out for these guys. And Bryan, I don't think there's any other way, at least in my point of view, the way I do it, of worrying about points. I think you just have to drive the crap out of the car and see what happens. You can't focus on the competitors, otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you just got to drive your race. It all comes down to the practice you've done throughout the week. I mean, if you got it, you got it. If there's less cars on the track, you should be fine. It's down to you in the car.
As Lambert leads us out, Matt Kingsbury in the 21, Kevin Fanning in the 911. Lambert and Fanning have been really good to get out first of the pit lane. And the Silverback Racing teammates sandwiching Matt Kingsbury.
I think we're back, Josh. I tried to put the track map up. Apparently, you can break track map if you select class leaders on custom class race. So.
Oh, that's what happened, huh?
Oh, no.
You broke the graphics.
Nope, it looks like I can't put the track map up at all anymore.
Terrific.
That is a fun one.
Welcome to live production as Lambert and Kingsbury begin their first lap. You want to ride on board with Lambert? Gives you some time to fix the graphics.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rumble of the Corvette here in Interlagos. Or the McLaren. Lambert rounds the final corner right in front of Kingsbury. The 46 will be the first car to finish his first qualifying lap. Not sure what's happening on Bryan's end. Hopefully we're getting that fixed. But Lambert crosses the line in the 46. 1 minute 34.5. That's the benchmark. Kingsbury crosses the line 35.3. Fanning now across the line 34.3. Bryan Sohn 35.2. Rivas 35.1. Josh Sussey, winner from last week in California, 37.2. And Rob Edgell in the 81 in the BMW. Next across the line, the lap doesn't count. And Marwan Moftah in the 191. Last car on track currently. We're waiting for, looks like Jeff Johnson, John Majori Banks, and Romain Rateau. Moftah's lap does not count. So Romain Rateau was supposed to have a race ban after the issue last week in Long Beach, but race control determined with a language barrier from Circuit of the Americas. Remember, I think it was a safety car penalty he was given. He is allowed to race. Not sure if he's going to take part in qualifying. But Bryan, I've got some title permutations written down here.
All right.
And
hit me with them because I don't know any of them.
Brandon Lambert must finish 5 points ahead of Kingsbury to seal the GT3 Pro title. And he's got one more win. He holds the tiebreaker. In AM, Marwan needs a 7th place finish to clinch the championship. Rivas has to win outright. And I think Moftah has it. I don't think there's enough cars in the AM class to take that championship away.
Yeah. I believe you're right there. That makes sense from last week.
33-1 for Lambert, 33-6 for Kingsbury. Kingsbury goes P2 ahead of Fanning. Fanning 33-1, 2-0 to P1 in the 911. Pips his teammate by 0.073 of a second. Rivas 33-7, Josh Sussey 36-3. And now Edgel. We missed Bryan Sohn at 33-8. Edgel, second lap, 35-7. And Moftah across the line in the 191. I'm taking a look at the internal timing. Let's see what he runs. 34-4. And looking, if I can count numbers correctly, there's 6 AM class cars that will give him the championship unofficially, no matter what Rivas does.
Don't let Rivas know that. I want Rivas to run the race of his life.
And I'm curious to see 5 points ahead from Lambert to Kingsbury. I'm taking a look.
That one's definitely doable.
That's a win versus third. So if Lambert wins and Kingsbury finishes third. So this qualifying lap is crucial for Lambert. Of course, there's an hour of racing ahead of us. But Kingsbury right now is third. If Kingsbury has to finish last out of these 3 cars, Lambert's third lap doesn't count. Kingsbury crosses the line, 33-0. He goes P1 in the McLaren, the man from Connecticut. And he takes provisional pole. 32-6, never mind. Kevin Fanning to the top of the board by 3.5 tenths. Bryan Sohn, 33-7. Rivas to second overall in GT3, 2 tenths off of Fanning. P1 in the AM class. If Majori Banks and Rateau race, that gives us 5 pro cars. That makes Kingsbury's life a little bit harder. But if they don't race, he's got an easy, potentially, run to the championship. It's going to be fascinating to watch all night. 3 minutes left in qualifying. As proud to, I guess, get closer to announcing SimCAR returning on ASN. Had a conversation with Ray Kingsbury. Specifics aren't ironed out yet, but it's looking very good to have the SimCAR Grand-Am Series back on ASN Live in 2026. And of course, we'll thank you guys at the end for giving us the opportunity, but it has been fun all season. And thank you, Joshua Darnell, filling in for me earlier on in the season while I was moving and away for work, all that fun stuff. And will Brandon Lambert improve? He's looking for, is that half a second, over his teammate Fanning. The man from Alabama crosses the line. What will he do? Looking for a 32-6, 32-8. 8-6-8, so barely ahead of Rivas. He should have, I think, 1 lap, maybe 2 laps left. If he gets to the line, which he will, before the checkered flag, he's got 2 laps left. Kingsbury 33-0. Fanning 32-4. He's improved. Lambert's got to search for 4 tenths now. Sohn 33-6. Rivas 33-0. Sussey 34-8. Edgel 35-0. And Moftah on the 191. What will he run? 33-3. As it is, I think it's a very warm day here in Brazil. Let's take a look. It says it's 72 degrees air temp, 100 degrees track temp, no chance of rain. So these guys are going to blister through these tires potentially if they overuse them. But the track will also grip up. So we should expect these guys at the end of the race, of course, to get quicker. Every lap you run in qualifying, you're going to get quicker. Will Lambert be able to respond coming to his final lap in qualifying?
Looking like he's at a
down the front straight.
4, 5. The predicted lap time's pretty accurate.
Crossing the line, 132.552.
Not enough.
He improves his time, not his position.
Fanning did not improve his time. He did a
32.7.
Yeah.
Kingsbury 35-0. Sohn 33-2. Rivas 32-6. I suspect, this is pure speculation on our part, I suspect that Rivas might be... Kingsbury gives up the ghost there. in the 21. I suspect Rivas is going to be moved to the pro class next season with the pace that he's shown.
I assume he's done excellent
Edgel.
this year. I guess nobody is going to go for that final lap.
Oh,
Lambert
gives it up too, and they're kicking it forward. I think. No, they're waiting for these guys to finish. Okay. Interesting. All right. So Sohn and Rivas, Sussy and Edgel still on flying laps. So these laps will count. Romain Marteau is in the session, said something over the scanner, wasn't able to catch it, but he's at least, I think, going to be racing.
He told me
he's going to be lining up
today
13th.
he would be racing tonight. And this was post race ban confusion. They got it all sorted, which I would definitely do what they did for Coda, because I mean, that was confusing watching it up here, figuring out what was going on.
I couldn't imagine what it's like to have compared to your native language of French, having a limited knowledge of English, having that language barrier. I couldn't imagine what that'd be like. You're driving, you get a penalty. For what? Sohn crosses the line, 32.9. Rivas pits, and Sussy and Edgel, 2 cars left in qualifying. Let's see what the Porsche will do. Car number 13, winner from last week. He's currently 5th in AM, 12th and last overall in the field. His lap does not count. Edgel in the 81. Crosses the line, 34.666. Potentially a bad omen for the 81. As qualifying done and dusted here in Brazil. As we're going to step aside during warm-up, let these guys take a few more laps. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we go green in Brazil.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his spot. The SimCAR Grand-Am Series on ASN is brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation, trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation Drivers' Championship. By Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of BeamNG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves here at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. By Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered as the presenting sponsor for the team's championship. Also, just a reminder, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. And according to Bryan, we might even be on the dark web. Ring the bell to catch our live streams every week as we welcome you back to the final round of the SimCAR Grand-Am Series here in Interlagos. We begin to grid. Bryan, you're doing all these hand motions. We got time. Take us through the grid. Inside Baseball, I can't hear you, so I don't know if they could hear you. I can't hear you at all. Can you guys hear Bryan? Alrighty. Well, I got the grid while Bryan fixes his stuff. Steve Baker on pole in GTP. Nathan Ray, Daniel Smith, Cody Crosgrove. And in the GT3 Pro, we've got Kevin Fanning, Brandon Lambert, Miguel Rivas, and Matt Kingsbury, Romain Rateau, Jean Majoribanks. And in the AM subclass, we have Miguel Rivas, Brian Sohn, Marwan Moftah, Rob Edgell, Josh Sussey, and Jeff Johnson, 6th and last. As we begin to roll here in Interlagos. Are you here yet? Is it still broken? Nope. He's shaking his head. Still broken, yes. We can't hear him, no. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys like to listen to me yap for a while without Bryan for now. So, championships, unofficially, GT3 AM, from what we understand, is clinched. But we aren't going to say truly anything until the checkered flag flies, along with the Pro Class. We've got 5 cars in that Pro Class. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. GTP has been clinched for quite some time with the dominating season of Nathan Ray. and quite frankly, the inconsistencies from the rest of the grid. But Steve Baker, Nathan Ray, Cody Crosgrove, 3 of the Soul Pet cars on the first 2 rows and the only 2 rows of the grid. Then we got Daniel Smith in third. We've got an hour of racing ahead of us, and these guys have raced all season long, so fierce, no matter the class, no matter the track, no matter the weather conditions, as the field is in the hands of Steve Baker and Nathan Ray.
We get ready.
As thanks for joining us all season on the Automotive Sports Network as we get ready to go green to conclude the season in Brazil.
Did you hear that, Josh?
Green flag, what, Bryan? Off the line. Baker and Ray
I meant
down
me.
the front straightaway. Crosgrove and Smith, yes, I hear you. You are back and we're all good. Side by side are the teammates through the Senna S. Baker leads Ray, leads Smith, leads Crosgrove. Those guys minding their own business. The GT3 cars have gone green. Lambert surges on the outside into the Senna S, takes the spot from Fanning. Bryan Sohn and Miguel Rivas third and fourth. Kingsbury doesn't like this, off the road onto the curb. Hemorrhaging positions is the 21, and he needs to stay in the top 3 to maintain a chance of winning this championship. As Majori Banks in front of him, then it's Sussy Edgel Rateau in the back of the field. Moftaw on the curb, passing Sohn. Majori Banks side by side with Kingsbury. As we go up the hill, Sohn backs out of it, potentially letting his teammate through into Ferradura turn number 6, where we had Charles Leclerc had his issue a couple years ago on the formation lap. No such issues here in the SimCAR finale. And into turn number 8, down the hill, into 9. Off camber at some of these corners. Fantastic circuit into turn number 10. Lambert leads Fanning, Rivas, Moftaw, Kingsbury, the top 5 in GT3. And right now, that means Kingsbury is third in the pro class. But, Bryan, if I remember correctly, that doesn't help him. He has to finish third on the road as they're scored together. No pro subclass here.
Yes, you are correct, Josh. He's got to finish third on the road. The pro class does not mean anything. It's nice to know what class they're in, but it doesn't mean anything for scoring.
As Baker and Ray at the sharp end of the field, down Rutta Aposta, back straightaway. Ray is gaining. Baker defends for the moment. And down to Desita Del Lago, turn number 4. Better run through the corner. Baker off into the AstroTurf. Will Ray make a move on his teammate early on? GT3 field calm. Looking, thought better of it, into Ferradura. Rounding 7 into 8. Baker a little deep. Ray a tighter line through the corner. Better run through this middle sector, the twisty sector. As this track was shortened in the 1970s, they would have gone back against the straightaway after a hairpin, I believe. Baker off the road! Ray on the outside, down the hill, through 11 to Junkao, turn number 12, and Baker holds it. So I want to shift our attention, at least verbally, to the GT3 cars, because while it's early, I know it's early, Josh, what are you talking about? Kingsbury's in 5th, and he is losing time behind Rivas and Moftaw. He doesn't have to stay on Fanning's rear wing, but I would want to, Bryan. Ray looks to the inside, on his teammate, nothing done there, into 1. Ray sets fastest lap. I don't know, if I was Kingsbury, I don't know how I would feel about this. In 5th and losing time already. 2 seconds slower. Granted, it was the first lap, but losing all that time already.
Yeah, I'm going to go look real quick. Let's see.
Ray to the inside. Makes the move on his teammate for the lead. We're side by side through 7 and 8 up the hill. Ray hits the curb. Nearly into his teammate. They don't touch. And into turn 8. That was a move and a half. Big commitment for the champion-elect in the 35. Wow. I don't know if you can pull that up. Maybe you have to roll it back professionally, because that was a terrific move.
Yeah, let's see if I can
Let's
see if I can go get it.
I'll keep an eye on the lead on live pictures as they head up the front straightaway again. Watch this move. I think Ray faked him out, went to the inside, forced his way through on the curb, and I don't think they touched. Curb, that's incredible driving. Back to live pictures if we can, because I think Baker's going to respond here. Through the curve of the Sol, down the Ruta Aposta to turn 4, Descida del Lago. No, he's too far out. Way far away. It's 4/10 from this pass of the first sector. Smith hanging on to the rear wing of those two. Cosgrove in 4th. Kingsbury was half a second slower than Moftaw and a second slower, or sorry, on pace with Moftaw the last time around, half a second off of Rivas. He matched Lambert and Fanning. But the only thing I can think of, if these lap times are going to sit this way, and like I said, I know it's early, but you're going to have to be risky on strategy, I think, or if a safety car happens. But Interlagos has plenty of room, Brian. I don't suspect there's going to be catastrophic incidents.
No, we should have really nothing crazy. I mean, most of these incidents take place in the turns, and there's so much runoff on the outside of the turns. The cars have places to go. If they're getting knocked wide and losing it a little bit, they just go way out into the asphalt. They should remain clear. I don't think we're going to see the pace car much tonight.
As Baker matched his teammate's lap time down to the 10th of a second. Smith 2/10 off. Baker actually set fastest lap over his teammate. Want to update on Romain Rateau. He is behind John Majoribanks. He's 5th in the pro class. And that is 11th overall for the 23, the Frenchman. Lambert's last lap, 33.8. Fanning's last lap, 33.9. They're going to refresh here as we cross the start-finish line. And let's see what happens now. 33.1 to a 33.3. Rivas 33.2. Moftaw 33.1. Kingsbury 33.2. So Moftaw matches Lambert's lap time with the Silverback cars. And Moftaw, a thorn in the side of Miguel Rivas. He wants to win this championship in style by taking the lead from Rivas, but we'll just have to wait and see. As Edgell and Sussy in the back of the field running their own races. Bryan Sohn, I think, had an issue as well. And everyone kind of minding their own business, Brian.
Yeah, I was about to say, all the GT3 cars are about a half a second separated from each other. They're all just kind of trying to get around this track. I mean, the last 2 weeks we've had quite a few incidents, and last week we had a lot of rain. We had a lot of rain incidents, so I think they're looking to just get most of the race done pretty much error-free.
As while we have a moment, we don't have the graphic, but I can at least go over a couple of the races on the 2026A schedule. We're going to open in Daytona, Brian. That's going to be terrific. Then to Watkins Glen, then to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada, Silverstone, and Monza to open the first half of the 2026A championship. A lot of tracks represented across those 3 seasons. 3 10-week seasons is what we're looking at right now, unofficially.
Sounds good. Couple repeats, few new ones. I'll take that.
As Nathan Ray.
John Majoribanks trying to get up to Matt Kingsbury, but not much of a battle. It's 4-5 pass between them.
As Nathan Ray was half a second faster than his teammate last time around. Cosgrove and Smith matched lap times. Lambert and Fanning also matched lap times in GT3. Rivas 33.1. Moftaw 33.2. Kingsbury 33.5. Majoribanks 33.3. Rateau 33.1. Rateau matching the lap times of the race leaders. We take a look from high above still at Romain Rateau, car number 23, chasing down Jean Majoribanks. About 4/10 of a second. Suspect if Romain can get a good run through the final sector, we might see a move into turn 1. And the Frenchman hoping to rebound despite having that win in Long Beach. This isn't discrediting him, but depending on who you talk to, did he really win that race with all of the fuel issues and with all the lap count issues and all the incidents?
Was his name on top
On
of
paper.
the sheet, Josh?
That's true. His
He
name
won the
was on the
race.
top of the scoring sheet. Just giving two perspectives, Brian. You got people that say, oh, so-and-so didn't deserve that championship. He didn't deserve the win. I counter that by saying, well, his name's at the top of the sheet. He won to the rules that were given. As Rateau is 4/10 up on Majori Banks that last time around. We look at Cosgrove chasing down Daniel Smith in the 18 to the 95. Baker was 2/10 down on his teammate Ray. Will we see a move from Cosgrove? He's a bit too far back in the 18. Not staying in the slipstream. Interesting choice for the Canadian. 25.2 to a 25.4, so he's 2/10 up. And Steve Baker was half a second faster than his teammate Ray that last time around. We take a look at Rateau, looking to the inside of Majori Banks. Into turn number 8. Majori Banks struggling. It was 4/10 slower than Rateau that last time around. Romain has the pace, looking for a move into turn 10. Nothing doing yet.
I think I would have preferred a rain race here, Josh.
It would have been terrific.
This
Exquisite,
track is
marvelous.
Very hard we just had that, like, what, 2 years ago in F1? And it was one heck of a race.
I remember one in 2016 when Max was perpendicular to the track down the front straightaway and somehow saved it. Of course, we remember 2008. Remember 2012. So many different races in rainy conditions. Will Rateau make a move? Nothing done yet. If we can head to Smith and Cosgrove, this is for third in GTP. And I think Cosgrove will be able to make a move this time. Quarter of a second away from the 95 to make it a sole pack 1, 2, 3 in the GTP standings right now. Gaining. 185, 186 at the braking point. Deep on the brakes is the 18. He was 3/10 faster. We begin to lap the GT3s. Josh Sussey's the first car to fall in the 13. As the leaders will come up on Rob Edgell in the 81. Sussey stays driver's right. Smith goes around him. Cosgrove goes around him. As one around is Majori Banks up the hill. Did he make contact with Rateau? No, he spun it on his own in the 30. He's trying to get the car restarted. He is going now.
No safety car pulled.
And he turned in, and the car just looped it. Maybe tires overheating. We saw this, what was it, Torque? At Watkins Glen. The Porsche is known for overheating tires. We had 3 or 4 cars that night spinning in a corner a lot like this one.
Yep. That's what I was talking about, Josh. You saw his car try and just kind of go really wide because he kept it on the track, but that car wanted to just swing out and get off the track.
As Ray, Baker, Smith, Cosgrove, GTP field. Dispatching of these GT3s. Kingsbury getting closer to Mofta and Rivas. But if you're Kingsbury, I mean, this is a stupid thing to say. Do you interfere with this GT3 AM battle? Of course you do. But also, you're taking a risk by interfering in this battle. But you've got to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Your GT3 Pro Boys are up the road here. I think the only thing that Matt can do, Brian, is just try and get to third. If I was him, that's what I would be doing. That's the minimum of what you have to do.
Yeah, he's just got to get past these 2 cars then.
As Baker, 3/10 up on Ray that last time around. We might have a battle for the GTP lead as they come up on Bryan Sohn at a very large rate of knots. Sohn in the 0-3 in the McLaren in the AM class. Ray backs up the corner. Will he sneak around the outside using the banking? He will not. And Rateau sneaking into the picture on Kingsbury. Ray to the inside of Sohn. So is Baker. Cosgrove and Smith as well. Will we see a move from Kingsbury out of desperation as we hit a quarter of the way through this race this evening here in Brazil?
I think we might see something when the GTPs start to pass him. He's gonna let them by, maybe he's gonna step in when Moffa has to open the door for him.
As Ray goes by Rateau, so does Baker.
Right
Full
there.
disclosure, you are very quiet compared to the car noise, my friend. I'm not sure if that's coming through externally as well.
I don't know. Am I better now?
Much better now.
I just have to yell.
You yell? Never.
No, I don't.
Baker looking inside. Nothing done yet.
I mean, Alex told me the other week, Brian, you don't get excited. I mean, I'm excited during the race, but I don't get excited.
It's
like
Nathan Ray looking outside, sneaking his way through along with his teammate. Apparently, you're still pretty quiet as well. Kingsbury looks to the inside on Mofta. Remember, has to dispatch these guys. Smith and Crosgrove and the GTPs might be able to break up this field through the infield. Kingsbury was 4/10 up on both of them the last time around. I suspect we're going to have another pass for the GTP lead on the front straight, unless Baker can slipstream into Junsao. As Smith looks to the inside on Kingsbury. Crosgrove trying to follow through. Smith, a little squirrely under acceleration. The two GTPs fly around driver's right. Kingsbury loses momentum.
Kingsbury tried to make something happen there. Somebody let me know if I'm better. I think I am. But he tried to make something better happen. And
Loud.
I am aggressively loud. Well, hopefully externally we're good.
Marvelously loud. Yes.
Mofta did not let it happen. Closed the door on him.
Baker was a 10th down on Ray. They slipstream down the back straightaway. No move yet for the race lead. Smith and Crosgrove have dispatched the entire GT3 field. Well, they will when they pass Lambert here in just a couple of moments. And that's one lap down for the GT3 cars. Kingsbury was 4/10 slower that last time around. And now we've got two sets of battles in GTP between the teammates, and then it's Smith and Crosgrove. Crosgrove trying to make it a podium sweep. We've got Lambert and Fanning, 1-2 in GT3 Pro. Kingsbury on the outside, now the inside. Dispatches of Mofta. He made a move on the outside, late on the brakes, into turn 8. What a move for the Connecticut native. And now he has one position left, the Mexican Miguel Ribas.
Yeah, Mofta's not gonna.
Acceleration.
Mofta's not gonna let him take it and keep it easily though. Mofta's gonna put up a fight for that spot back. I mean, there are some cars you can pass and they're like, okay, he finally got by me, but Mofta's not one of them. Mofta's gonna say, no, give me that back.
And this is from a couple years of NASA experience, a couple years ago NASA experience. These guys used to be teammates. They know how they drive each other. Granted, that was on some dirt, but still they know how to drive each other. And into turn 1, Mofta looked. Kingsbury was a second up, not missing anything in GTP. We ride on board. Marwan Mofta on the 191. Through Curva de Sol, down the Reta Apasta to Desida del Lago. Will he make a move on the 21? Not done yet. Kingsbury was 6/10 faster than Rivas the last time around. Will he make a second move? Same song, second verse on the 290. Very late on the brakes into turn 6 Ferradura, rounding 7 and into 8. Rivas doesn't give him the outside lane like Mofta did. Mofta was middle of the road that last time around, Brian.
Yeah, it looks like Kingsbury might be defending more right now than he is attacking Rivas. He's got 3/4 of a race left, 41 minutes. Plenty of time to make it happen. He only needs the one position, right?
Baker gaining, yes. Baker on the outside into the Senna S. Can he make the move stick? We're side by side through the second portion of it. Ray holds it for the moment. I thought Baker could make it work. Nothing doing this time. It's one position that Kingsbury needs. And then, if I'm looking at my notes, I think Lambert would still win, based on my notes, because of the tiebreaker. We'll just have to see what it says unofficially. We look at John Majori Banks in the 30. Is that still your favorite car? I remember you saying that.
It's still my favorite car. It's a lot of fun to look at.
Gorgeous livery. As Rob Edgel, as Romain Rateau pitting in the 23. Early pit stop for the Frenchman. And is that a move to maybe sneak your way through the field? And he is in a Porsche, so we documented earlier with Majori Banks' slide. Do the tires overheat in the Porsche? Rivas 2/10 slower than Kingsbury the last time around. And Baker was a 10th up. We look at Cosgrove chasing down Smith. Down the front straightaway. Ray had a couple tenths on his teammate this time around. Now if you're Kingsbury, you're caught what I was talking about earlier. You don't want to interfere in this battle. Of course you have to, but now he's got to focus on Rivas in front of him, but he also has to focus on Moftaw behind him. And that's always a tricky situation to be in.
Yeah, Moftah's still not letting up. Moftah's weaving back and forth, trying to look for opportunities. And I think that's a problem for Kingsbury right now. Kingsbury can't.
Smith dueling away. Sorry, Bryan, for third. Timing and scoring flickered with Cosgrove taking the spot for the moment. Smith drove it a little bit deeper than you would want to in the 95. And he holds the third spot. Moftaw can't make a move on Kingsbury this time around into turn number 3. I want to applaud these guys. We only have 14 cars on track. This is awesome racing despite that.
Yeah, it's real good. Everybody's trying to keep it nice, tight together. Clean enough to where we're getting some good battles. Cosgrove, I mean, these two GTP battles up front, they have unrelented this entire time.
Cosgrove slipstreaming. Down to turn 1, looking to the inside on Smith. Can he make it stick this time? Into the center S.
You want to be on the inside here.
Takes the spot.
Yeah, you want to be on the outside. You want to be on the outside for the second half of the S.
Now Smith off the podium. Baker to the lead in GTP. He was all over the curb to take the spot from his teammate. They're still side by side for the moment. Will Ray replicate what he did earlier? He backs out. Lets Baker go. Baker deep into the corner. Track beginning to rubber up. Baker off the road. Ray to the inside. Nothing doing yet.
You want to take a second look at that, Josh?
Absolutely, Bryan. It was a send and a half from Baker. Such terrific racing with the way this track is set up. Slipstreaming. Baker looks driver's left. Outbraking. On the curb, giving his teammate plenty of room. Ray goes off the track to avoid issues with his teammate. And Baker to the lead. I think we're going to see a pass from Daniel Smith in the 95 to Cosgrove in the 18. 3 tenths between them. I think Ray's too far back to make a move for the lead this time around. Moftaw still trying to find a way around Kingsbury.
Kingsbury's hemorrhaging time to Rivas, so he's down to a full second behind him. 133 for Rivas, 133.3 for Rivas last time, 133.6 for Kingsbury. Has a lot to do, though, I think, with Kingsbury having to defend against Moftaw.
Moftaw was 10th up on Kingsbury.
Yeah.
As Rateau has dispatched of Josh Sussey in the back of the field. I'm interested to see the pit strategy from the 23, if that's going to make or break his race and get him into this battle.
Yeah, he pit on lap 13, so it only cost him 1 position, too.
Kingsbury a 10th up on Rivas that last time around, but a 10th here and there is not going to solve your problem. Still a decent gap between them. I would say about a second, maybe a second and a half. Not entirely sure, truthfully. As Rivas holds the lead in the AM class. Rivas and Kingsbury. The timing I have does not list because they're different classes.
Oh, it's 7 tenths.
Thank you. Terrific. As Baker pulling away from Ray ever so slightly. He was faster than his teammate by 0.7 of a second that last time around, so maybe we have seen that battle subside for the moment. It'll be awesome to watch during the pit stop rotation. We saw them come together in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. That was a fantastic race as well. We stay focused on Kingsbury. In front of him is Rivas. Behind him, Marwan Moftah. Unofficially, Moftah has already clinched the AM-Class Championship. There was not 7 cars for him to have his minimum finish be 7th in that class. And tentatively, Brandon Lambert looking to clinch the championship in GT3 Pro with Kingsbury. While he's 3rd in Pro, they're all scored together for GT3. So the championship battle hinges on Kingsbury dispatching of Rivas. He pulls 4/10 out this time around, but even then, like we mentioned, there's a tiebreaker, and I think it goes to Lambert.
Well, Josh, what happens if Kevin Fanning passes Lambert here? Because Kevin Fanning's making a run.
But Bryan, would you? Your teammates. I know I would play team games. You know they're in the same channel of some sort. I wouldn't. I'd ride. I'd be rear gunner.
Yeah. You want to help? Yeah, it's the last race this season. You want to help your teammate out. I mean, Fanning's out of any championship contention, so.
I don't know if you have done that in any of your racing, and I know NASA reference. I know it's not NASA, but I've done that once or twice. I remember I did that with Philip Kraus, Cody Erdman back in the day. I did that with Joey Morissette, so he won his first race a couple years ago. You just play rear gunner. You know it's not your day. You know there's bigger things at stake.
I've unintentionally crashed to help.
You unintentionally crashed to help me. That was a good time. So last time around, I don't know what happened to Ray. Did he make a mistake? Because he's a 10th down on Baker now. Or 10th down the last time around. But there is, what is that? 1.3 seconds?
1.4 between
Daniel Smith pits. Pit strategy begins. We're about 33 minutes left to go. Majority Banks continues to struggle as I'm just flicking through the field. Kingsbury matches Rivas's lap time in the 21 to the 290. As Steve Baker leads Nathan Ray in GTP. And we've got Lambert leading Fanning in GT3 Pro. Rivas leading Moftah in GT3 AM. We're about halfway through the final race of the SimCAR season. We're going to step aside, but you won't miss a thing from Interlagos as we go ASN nonstop.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
By
it.
side between these two in turn 1, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn 1, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Ragster acing the entry to turn 1, up and into the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his power. The SimCAR Grand-Am Series on ASN is brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation, trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation's Drivers' Championship. Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of Beam NG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves here at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. By Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered as the presenting sponsor for the team's championship. If you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. And according to Bryan, we might even be on the dark web, so ring the bell no matter where you're at to catch our live streams every week as we welcome you back to the final round of the 2025B SimCAR Grand-Am Series with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck alongside me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz. Here in Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Bryan, I don't know if you can pull it up, but during the break, Matt Kingsbury had a massive Code Brown moment through turn 2 and nearly threw his championship chase away.
Poof.
It was labeled lap 21.
All right. I have an off-track for him, so let's see if that works. Is this it?
No. You might have to roll it back super professionally. It was incredible when he saved their car. That might be too far as well.
Too far back?
Too far forward, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. There it is. Do a helicopter shot. This should be it. Hopefully it is. I saw it with my own 2 eyeballs, but it was something else. Into turn 1, into turn 2, clips the curb, runs deep, slides, and what a save.
I lost a spot back him off. John Majoribanks during the break also had an incident. Let's go see what that was. He just
second spin
self-spun. Yep,
for the 30.
Self-spun. We'll go back to live.
Let's get an update on our running order. I think a couple of these guys have yet to pit. Steve Baker leads still in GTP. Crosgrove, Ray, Smith rounding out that order. We've got Lambert and Fanning, Kingsbury, Rateau, and Majori Banks in GT3 Pro. Rivas leads Moftaw, Sohn, Edgel, and Sussy.
All right, I'll
in
go over
GT3M.
Steve Baker and Cody Crosgrove have yet to pit. Lambert, Fanning, Rivas, Moftaw, and Sohn have not pit. Kingsbury and Rateau both have done so. Edgel has not. Sussy just took to the pit. Majori Banks and the pace car have to pit. It's just...
At least the pace car hasn't blown up this time.
It's just counting up for me on that pit, on my pit window. Pace car in pit, 35 minutes.
He's going to give Valtteri Bottas a run for his money for the longest pit stop in history after that pit stop at Monaco a couple years ago. Question is, when Baker pits, when Crosgrove pits, as Sussy has spun in the pit exit, has anyone in the pit lane? No, so there's no issue there, but he's got to Austin Powers his way through the pit lane. He'll figure it out eventually.
He got it. He's moving.
And here's the thing. When Baker or Crosgrove pits, Ray is sneaking his way through traffic. Where will Ray come out in relation to those guys? It'll be interesting to see with 23.5 minutes left to go in the season. Glad you can join us on the Automotive Sports Network, whether live or on demand. It's been an awesome season of the SimCAR Grand-Am Series, and exciting to unofficially be back for 2026.
And I'm just looking, Josh. I don't know. I'm unable to pull pit stops up on this multi-class race, but they are on the live timing link that's pinned to the top of the chat. I don't know if there's like a strategy difference in these pit stops or if there's just been a couple bad pit stops. Ray with a 24-second pit lane time and a 9-second pit stop. Smith, 29 seconds in the lane, 15 seconds stop. So I'm wondering if he took extra tires or any sort of tires, hoping he could get a strategy thing done here. Kingsbury looks like the fastest pit so far of the GT3s. 27 in the lane, 12 in the box. Everybody else, 20. Rateau, 28 in the lane, 13. And then we got Majori Banks and Sussy in the 30s.
Rivas thought he was going to pit.
Tires. Well, Sussy took so long in the lane, he spun in the lane, so that explains that one.
And honestly, I can't...
I think it was supposed to be 20 seconds in the lane.
I can't remember. I remember in the American Le Mans Series, this was obviously 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, they used to be able to only do one at a time, whether it was fuel or take tires. I think that was changed in IMSA, but I don't know in the World Championship. Therefore, I don't know how it's modeled here on iRacing.
They can take both. They can do it all at once.
At the same time?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, potentially no tires, potentially tires, potentially less fuel. It's going to be interesting to see. As Ray is trying to sneak his way through this traffic, we're looking at Romain Rateau and Matt Kingsbury. So Rateau has gotten by Kingsbury, and you said Kingsbury pitted. So Rateau, when he pitted early, is now inserted himself into this championship battle. Lambert and Fanning still
Kingsbury
running
has
their own races up front.
Kingsbury has a very short pit time, so I don't think he took tires. And I mean, that Code Brown moment he had, it looked like it ate up the back tires. So
that's true. All four of them, really, because he had them locked up to save the car. So 21 pushing hard, trying to sneak the championship away. As we have under 21 minutes left to go. As Brandon Lambert has one championship in SimCAR. It's the 2022 AM Class Championship. Matt Kingsbury defending and reigning Pro Class Champion, will not make it 2 in a row unless something catastrophic happens. And John Ebersol will not defend. He has not appeared since... I don't think we've seen Ebersol since the issues in Sebring a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ebersol in a hot minute. Doesn't look like anything catastrophic is going to happen tonight, though, Josh. Brandon Lambert, Kevin Fanning just kind of running a team practice here. They're about 8 seconds up on Rivas.
Like I said, why would you risk anything for your teammate who's looking real good?
No, Kingsbury doesn't need to get up
The
to them. He
championship.
only needs to get up to Rivas.
And you said Rivas and Mofta have not pitted, correct?
Rivas, Mafta, and Sohn. All three of them have not pit yet.
When will they pit is the question. As Rivas and Mofta on the front straightaway, we look at Lambert and Fanning.
Looks like Rivas
As
might.
Ray.
Nope. Yep, Rivas
Baker
is
and
going to come
Crosgrove
in.
yet to pit
No,
at the front of the field. Nope.
that commitment line. That's not a commitment line. Throws me off. Mafta
I think
does
it's
decides to
Mofta.
pit though.
In the 191. The Corvette down the pit lane. Sohn pits as well.
Yeah, let's look at some of these times.
But even then, say you get by those guys and you're back to what you think is third, Romain Rateau has entered the picture. So there's a whole nother scenario here. As both those guys in the pit lane, they're going to easily pass. So Kingsbury a couple spots up.
Mafta,
He's now
13 seconds
fifth.
in the. Yeah.
Now fifth in GT3. And remember, they are scored together for the overall. It's not a pro subclass. Crosgrove pits in the 18 in GTP, so does Baker. Where is Nathan Ray? Baker's still up on the jacks, I believe, in car number 2. The teammates have been dueling all evening long. Ray crosses the start-finish line. Baker has exited, so has Crosgrove. I don't think Ray will have this in the 35. He might have gotten stuck by some GT3 traffic. I might be lying through the final first two corners, sorry. Nope, nothing doing. Ray falls to third behind Crosgrove. Lambert does not pit. Fanning does not pit. Rivas, is he looking to enter the pit lane this time? Yes. 290 sends it to the pit lane. As this would be... If Romain Rateau wasn't there, Brian, this would be the crucial third spot that Kingsbury needs.
Exactly.
But now he's got to deal with Rateau, who's a second up the road.
Oh, what happened to Smith? Smith has just appeared in the pits, which means he towed and has left
Drove
the
off the
session.
road.
He just drove off?
Drove
No
off
accident?
the road at turn 3.
Interesting.
No accident.
Interesting.
As Rivas has crashed on the exit of the pit lane, slammed it into the tires. Kingsbury will get by him. Maybe this will be a battle exiting the pit lane from Rivas to Kingsbury. Kingsbury to 4th place in GT3. And not disparaging the GT3 AM guys, but this is going to be a super hard battle for Matt Kingsbury. Because it's, again, apologies for the another NASA reference, but Romain Rateau and Matt Kingsbury also have experience racing each other. And Romain Rateau, one of the hardest guys to pass in the 23 for MEKA Esport.
I think
Top 2 have yet to pit. I say that, Lambert pits, Fanning pits. Fanning's going to cover his teammate. Go ahead, Brian, sorry.
I don't know what the fault. I mean, it's a short race in terms of GT3 races, but I don't know what the tire fall off is going to look like. I mean, Kingsbury's currently on the 6 laps. There's 6 laps into his stint if he took tires, and looking at Rateau, 15 laps because he took that pit lap early on lap 13.
Lambert exits the pit lane. Fanning exits the pit lane. Where are Rateau and Kingsbury? Nowhere close. So this is going to have to come down to Kingsbury making a miracle move on Rateau. Last time around, he was 3/10 up. This will be the battle. AM is unofficially settled. GTP has been clinched forever. And it's Kingsbury versus Rateau. Kingsbury has to make this move in order to have a sniff for this championship. And we know Fanning's not going to move or pass his teammate. So Lambert looking good for the victory. 15 minutes left in the season. Rateau runs deep into Desita Del Lago. Here comes Kingsbury taking the third position. The Connecticut driver in potentially the spot for the championship. Commentators curse, Bryan. In a good way and in a bad way.
It looks like, nope, that was just a camera angle. It looked like Romain's car was starting to step out on the rear end a little bit, but I think that was just the way the camera was moving. Seems to be fine.
And it's a 10-point gap, as we documented at the beginning of the show, between these guys. And Lambert has one win, and that would be 2 wins if he can seal it up. So, it's looking good.
You wanna know why I love this track so much, Josh?
Go ahead, Bryan. Why is that?
I won my first race here.
That's awesome. Can you remember when and what car?
Yeah, I won it in the F4 during the inaugural season that iRacing did the regional series, when you could only run on one of 2 days out of the week. There were 2 time slots you could run. It was either like on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Or in the Thursday time slot, won the race. Like, oh, this F4 thing's easy. A little preoccupied right now, sorry. I got delivered.
You are totally fine. Apologies for me as well. Inside Baseball, I'm trying to figure out who would win this championship for everyone here, ladies and gentlemen. If it ended right now, the title permutations that we were given is written like Lambert would win it, I think. So we will just have to wait and see in regards to that. 13 minutes left. Baker leads Cosgrove by 2 seconds. I don't suspect any battles between those teammates. Nathan Ray in third, final car running in GTP. We've got Lambert ahead of Fanning, ahead of Kingsbury, ahead of Rateau. And Rateau is 1.2 seconds away from Matt Kingsbury. We are going to have a tie at the top of the table in GT3. After all the chaos that has happened this season, and you're telling me it's going to tie. Awesome stuff. As one of the cars flashing is at Cosgrove with Rateau. Off the road goes Kingsbury, pushing super hard in the 21. This might not be over then. As Lambert won in Zandvoort, and he also won in Sebring. As Kingsbury
dealing with Baker? Cosgrove.
Kingsbury won in Road America, and he won at Road Atlanta. So it's 2-2 between these guys, and it'll be 3-2. So if Lambert wins, the championship is his on the tiebreaker. There's some clarification on that. We look at Nathan Ray passing Kingsbury. So Kingsbury has to hope that something happens to Lambert, but Lambert has driven a fine race in the 46, the man from Alabama. Looking for another championship in SimCAR. Won the 2022 A championship.
And I am getting confirmation from race control that is the case. That you can do math, Josh. Kingsbury is in the tie position right now.
Lambert or Kingsbury?
Kingsbury is in the tie. So Lambert will win on countback if this ends as it is right now. So Kingsbury does need one more position. Needs to catch up to Fanning. He is 9 seconds back, and we have 10 minutes.
as Lambert looking to join Michael Janney and Christian Youngwall for third on the champion list with 2 in SimCAR this evening. And Marwan Moftah, first-time champion. Nathan Ray looks like a first-time champion as well. Still 10 minutes left. We've seen crazy things happen. Remember last week when they ran out of fuel? But it's looking real good for Lambert. I only thought that anything could happen, and it usually does, was a NASA-specific phrase. And then it happened last week. I said, well, I guess we can expand that to anything.
Well, that was a very specific situation that led to iRacing throwing 2 white flags for those drivers.
As Nathan Ray, we're looking at Kingsbury still in the 21. Nathan Ray passes Lambert. And it's looking really good for the 46. 9 minutes left. Cosgrove is 3.2 seconds away from Baker. Ray's 1.2 away from Cosgrove. We look at the moment, it was Rivas on Rateau looking to the inside. Battling through turn 3 up the hill to turn number 6, Ferradura. Nothing happening yet from Rivas. Rivas was a second faster than Rateau that last time around. Miguel Rivas still holds the M-Class lead. We have not forgotten about the race itself. He's ran a pretty quiet race, despite crashing, exiting the pit lane. Nudged the tire barrier there in the 290. He's held the lead from Moftah. He's trying everything that he can do to get the title away. And Fanning has not applied any pressure to his teammate.
Nope, just running defense back there. Tell you who's had the least interesting night in this car right here.
At least the car hasn't blown up.
It's off.
What's his pit stop to?
His pit stop's up to 52 minutes. So the
Kingsbury
just the
passes
negative of
Sussy
the race.
Into turn 3. Rivas looked on Rateau. I think Rateau is beginning to feel the tire pain from his super early pit stop. He pitted 20 laps ago, lap 13. And Rivas in the Mustang behind the Porsche of Rateau.
You know what? I really like the spec map on Sussy's car also.
You just like black and gray cars. Why don't you race a black and gray car? Well, you did that first season in NASA in 22. I
like very minimal cars.
And why did the move over at Speedy Time cars? Why don't they look super minimal?
I heard you stop yourself.
Stop.
Listen, the Volkswagen
We're not
Auto Group
TVMA.
wants to come back too.
It is not ASN After Dark, Brian. Stop smiling. You're gonna make me laugh. Good thing we're not on camera. I did wear my polo, but don't put me on camera, please. I digress.
I didn't wear mine.
You never wear yours. 6 minutes left. Well, except at the expo. Thanks for joining us all season, ladies and gentlemen. It's been awesome. Whether it's super action-packed or it's a Josh and Bryan podcast. Regardless if it's Josh Mertz or Joshua Darnell. It's been an awesome time this season for the SimCAR Grand-Am Series. Rivas trying again off screen to Rateau, nothing doing. Majori Banks has spun again. This time it was at a different spot in the track. He clipped the curb and slid and looped it. Backed it into the fence in the 30. No issues there. 5.5 minutes left. As we stay focused on Lambert and Fanning in the 46 and the 911. Kevin Fanning, one-time champion in GT3 Pro in 2024A. And it'll be another championship for Silverback Racing for Lambert if this closes out this way. As Majority Banks pits, nothing changing from the front of the field. Gap is 3.5 from Baker to Cosgrove. I think Fanning, I don't know. I don't know why you would apply pressure to Lambert. 1 minute 32.3 to a 1 minute 32.6. And where's Kingsbury? Kingsbury still in third. Track temp has cooled off to 90 degrees. But he is still waiting for defeat, unfortunately. It's a gorgeous car for the Silverback Racing team, whether it's Lambert, whether it is Fanning, or whether it is Mofta. Shout out to everyone who has hung out with us, not only tonight, but all season long on the Automotive Sports Network, whether on live or on demand. It's a pleasure to bring you the SimCAR Grand-Am Series on ASN. Remember ASN TV USA on any platform, even the dark web, according to Bryan, which confuses me because that must have been a setup from him. But ring the bell to be notified of the live streams. We'll go over programming notes at the end of the show, let you guys know of our upcoming streams.
Josh, we got
3.5 minutes left in the season.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes left, Josh. I want something crazy to happen.
I don't know, Brian.
Can I summon the commentator's curse? No, not anybody in specific. I just want something crazy to happen.
I don't want to say yes or no, because with my luck, it'll happen. Wonderful team execution by the Silverback cars to get Lambert out in front. Probably why he had that big jump. That was the plan from the start. We'll have to have a conversation with Lambert at the end of this, running deep in turn 3. I want to applaud Matt Kingsbury, who has tried his hardest after that half spin, after qualifying deep in the GT3 field, and to tie on points. And I talked to him, it was 2 weeks ago when he won, and I said, paraphrasing of course, I said, you've had a disappointing season. He said, no, I've won a couple of races. Well, the 2 races that he won, I think I wasn't here. And it didn't seem like his luck was going well when I was here. But to be tied for the championship, it's amazing. 2:15 left. 2.5 is the gap in GTP. That battle has subsided a long time ago. Ray's trying to catch him. Toe! Kingsbury, what happened? What happened to the 21? It's over for the Connecticut driver. And he looped it. Hit the bump. Around he goes. And that's it, Bryan.
Yep, a little too much curb. Just a hair. Got a little too much on the gas right on that curb, and that'll do it.
Now, if you're the Silverback cars, do you have a battle for the last minute and a half? Do you suspect you know that something happened, or are you just going to bring it home in formation?
You don't do anything crazy. You just do what you've been doing the whole race.
Two and a half from Baker to Cosgrove, 4/10 from Lambert to Fanning. We don't suspect that'll change. 4 seconds from Rivas to Mofta. Rivas, I'm going to be curious if they move him to pro next season, like I mentioned earlier on. He's got incredible pace. He's won so many races this season. I think it's going to be 5 if he holds this. And Josh Sussy being told blue flag by Mofta. Josh Sussy not having a fun time. They're arguing over a scanner. And Sussy just drives off the road to let him go.
There's a little lawnmower action. Who's arguing? Couple laps
it's
back.
Mofta and Sussy.
Couple laps back. Move.
Yeah, I don't really understand that one. It's not your race. Get out of the way.
White flag.
White flag for Steve Baker in car number 2. And he'll be coming to the checkered flag this time here in Interlagos. It's been an up and down season for car number 2. There's been some issues. There's been some crashes. There's been some races where he did not appear, but his teammate looking real good, obviously, for that championship. Off the final corner, up the hill, coming to the checkered flag for Steve Baker. Had a spirited battle with his teammate Nathan Ray earlier on, but he will take the victory in GTP and overall here in Interlagos. Nathan Ray wins the championship. Locked that up a couple weeks ago, and we head back to Brandon Lambert. As the man from Alabama, a champion in 2022A in the M class, ahead of his teammate Kevin Fanning, on the road right now, looking to join Christian Youngwall and Michael Janney as a 2-time SimCAR champion. That's 3rd on the champion list for all-time amount of championships. It's been a long time since I've called the Lambert Championship, dating back to 2012 for NASA Rallycross. But off the final corner, Brandon Lambert will come down, and we thought it was going to be a tiebreaker, but it won't be. Lambert wins the race, and with it, the 2025B GT3 Pro Championship ahead of his teammate Kevin Fanning. An incredible season for the Alabama driver. And Miguel Rivas off the final corner ahead of Marwan Moftah. He does not get the championship, but he will win. I believe it's a 5th win this season for the 290. And Moftah unofficially with the championship in the AM class. Some incredible racing that we've witnessed this season.
We got Ray, we got Lambert, we got Moftah. Moftah's already off the track.
We will try and get an interview with our race winners / champions, of course. The Soul Pet Cars formation finish. We take a look at the classification. Bryan, take us through it.
Finishing final results for tonight's race in GTP, we got Steve Baker, Cody Crosgrove, Nathan Ray, and I can't read, Daniel Smith and Race Control. In the GT3 Pro, we had Brandon Lambert, Kevin Fanning, Romain Rateau, Matt Kingsbury, and John Majoribanks. And then in the AM class, we got Miguel Rivas, Marwan Moftah, Byron San, Joshua Sussy, Rob Edgel, and Jeff Johnson. Jeff Johnson didn't take the track tonight, did he?
Nope. 14 cars tonight in the SimCAR finale. 5 in AM, 5 in Pro, 4 in GTP.
You know what, Josh?
What do you want to do, Bryan? Waiting for interviews.
While we get people coming up, let's go ahead, read the programming notes we got coming up this week on ASN. This Saturday, we got the NASA Rallycross World Championship. That's going to be me and you. We're finishing up Iowa week. Well, half of Iowa week. The lights and futures will go there later in the season, right at the end. But that's going to be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, Eastern time. Then on Monday, or Sunday, futures and lights are back. Jetacross is done. We're going to Barcelona, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time, respectively. It's going to be myself and Josh starting out. It was a great time. You just don't like the Jetta. And then on Monday, Justin Robichaud and I will be watching the contenders race at Barcelona. So, see what we have here, Josh. We got anybody yet?
No interviews yet, Bryan.
Nobody in it.
Tell you what, let's run through some sponsor plugs before we have these interviews. We can get these done, and then we'll transition to our interviews. The SimCAR Grand-Am Series on ASN all season was brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on, lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time, and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation Drivers' Championship. By Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of Beam NG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves here at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. By Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they put $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered as the presenting sponsor for the team's championship. And if you like what you saw tonight and all season, be sure to subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. And according to Bryan, we might even be on the dark web. Be sure to ring the bell to catch our live streams that we mentioned earlier on every week. And we are ready for some interviews. Let's see. We've got Lambert, we've got Revis, we've got Ray. Let's take Ray as our champion in GTP.
Right.
We've got Nathan Ray. Oh, maybe I should unclick that button. And Nathan Ray, it's Josh and Bryan in the booth. You got us?
Yep.
All right. I've got one question, actually two. It was a duel between you and your teammate for like that first half. He made some crazy moves, and then he kind of snuck away with the win. So how are you feeling about tonight? And I guess just overall in the championship, my friend.
Yeah, early in the race, like my move to try and like jump by him early, I ended up hurting the tires a little bit, and then they were just never really the same after that. And, scorched the surface, and they never really cooled off. So GG to Steve. He clearly had more pace than I had tonight. So as far as the championship, the first half was certainly more of a duel than the second, but it was certainly a case of just like sticking at it and maintaining the lead.
And so that I was just so flabbergasted with everything that was going on, with the track temp being so high, tires having some issues there. And I guess talk us through the championship as a whole, my friend, because it was what, 4 or 5 wins for you, maybe more. I can't even remember at this point.
I think it was at least 4, maybe 5. Like, it was certainly not easy, especially in that first half. There was a lot of cars on track. There was, significantly more people, giving me a hard time at the front. It was just a matter of trying to do my best to keep my head on straight and think big picture more than anything. It's not worth binning the car for one spot on track kind of deal.
For sure, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for not only the second place tonight, but the championship?
Third place tonight. Cody got second.
Third place.
But
see, I don't know what's happening. I'm just here.
Like to think that like all the setup guys at the team, Solpack steering wheels, Britzy gloves, and general sim accessories, and Steve and Cody for sticking out at the end of the season with me.
Alrighty, my friend. Good championship, and we will see you next season.
Yep. See you then. Happy New Year.
You too. We got Brandon Lambert next, winner of the Pro Class race, winner of the championship. I called you to winning the championship, and it's been a long time from what I remember. Was NASA your last championship, or have you won a Solstice championship aside from the SimCAR one? I can't remember.
My last championship was actually SimCAR. It was
22A, right? Aside from that, though, was it Solstice or NASA?
Solstice.
Okay. So, incorrect on the call, ladies and gentlemen. He won a Solstice championship at Stock Car Racing. Brandon, I have a feeling that I know how this race went. Fanning kind of rear gunning you, and then did you know Matt spun at the end?
Yeah, I saw it on the relative. I saw him fall down the thing, and I was like, okay, well that's it. It's over.
So the floor is yours, champ. What are we thinking about how this season in general, and what are we thinking going into next season?
This season was one of my best seasons I've ever had. If I wouldn't have missed Road America, I would probably walked away with this championship last week. But since I missed a double points race, that kind of put me in the 8-ball. But I was a little bit nervous going in tonight, but I kind of figured that the pressure would be on Matt and not me, just because as consistent as the Corvette has been this season at every track we've went to, and then also the setup work that myself and Kev do to get ready for each week, I kind of figured that the pressure would be on him and not myself. All I had to do was run my race, and I thought it would fall into my lap, and exactly what happened. He had to finish P2 to claim the championship, and he couldn't get to P2 because P1 and P2 were held by myself and my teammate. And yeah, I got to thank all the world to Kev tonight for one, helping with the setup, because we struggled a little bit last night early until we got it dialed, and then Kev let me go pretty much easy in the turn one on the first lap, and then he ran rear gunner. That wasn't planned. It's just something that happened, and then he was just content running behind me the entire race.
Well, you took my final question. Who would you like to thank for the win in the championship this season? You already did Kevin Fanning. Who else you got?
Just everybody that showed up this season. It's been our most successful season here at SimCAR. Thank you for everybody that came out. Thanks for everybody watching these broadcasts. Thank you all for broadcasting. Of course, I've always loved your broadcasting, the way you throw your voice, and the way your excitement just comes through the microphone like nobody else. So I really appreciate y'all coming back to us, even after our little falling out we had years ago. But that's a part of life, and people get over things, and I've always considered you a friend, and I thank you for sticking around with us. And I just got to thank everybody at SimCAR, all the admins, all the racers, everybody. It's just been a fantastic season, and I can't wait to get back running in January.
I appreciate the kind words, buddy. It's been a long journey, but we are here. I'm gonna thank Bryan for all the work. I just sit here and yap, dude. All the stuff that you see, you don't even see Bryan on camera. It's all him. I just sit here and flap my jaw. So it's been a pleasure to have you, have us here. Words are hard, and it's been super fun. And hope that we can come back in January and have even more fun. But in regards to you, my friend, great win and great championship, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
We got one more, and it's not a champion, unfortunately. It's Miguel Rivas, who won the race in the AM class. I want to ask you about the race win and also the championship. So I guess the floor is yours. What are your thoughts?
Hello, guys. Yeah, it was super tricky race. It was super close on the championship. It was exciting for me. The whole team went behind me, so thanks a lot to all the guys in Heracles, to my coach Kate, with the amazing job. So yeah, I really enjoyed this league. It was amazing, and I hope more of the teammates come join to the next season.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing to tell you, but unofficially, you finished 13 points behind Marwan. So what I want to ask is what's, if I remember correctly, I think you won 4 or 5 races this season. So what's the game plan to tighten that up and take the championship next season?
Next season is gonna be a lot trickier because I'm gonna be in pro. So yeah, I mean, I need to keep working on my strategy. I think it worked pretty good right now, but yeah, let's see how it's gonna work the next season. I love these kind of leagues because I keep improving, and yeah, I mean, I'm overwhelmed by all the supports of the teammates in Heracles. So thank you, guys. Thank you, and thank all the people that put this league together. Appreciate it.
You took my final question, my friend. You already handled all the thank yous. So great race tonight. You came up short, but you've learned, and you'll take that into next season and maybe go one place better. So we will see you in January.
Sure thing. Happy holidays.
You too, buddy. Take care. We did things out of order, Bryan. We got some champion interviews. Okay. We got some race. We didn't have we have a race winner interview. We have a second place, third place interview. We already did programming notes. We already did sponsor plugs. We could do a final thought and get out of here. What are you thinking?
You forgot the most important thing tonight. We got
points. That's you. Go ahead.
Me.
I need
That's
a break.
A me thing. We got points. GT3 or GTP unofficial standings. Top 10 for the season. Nathan Ray capping it off, 315 points. Christopher Hill, 236. Steve Baker up 1 position in the night, 210. JD Daniel down 1, and Daniel Smith down 1. Cody Crossgrove maintains 6. Casey O'Brien, Zach Goddard, Ricardo Bernal, and Karsten Quint are your top 10 there. In GT3 overall, oh, that's GT3 amp. That's fine. We'll do that. Marwan Mafta, 13 points over Miguel Rivas, 260 to 247. Bryan Son, Rob Edgel, John Ebersol, Josh Sussy, Kevin Garcia, Daniel Miglin, Travis Stiefelmeyer, and Eric Dubois were your top 10. And then in GT, that's the wrong button. That is the wrong button.
I believe in you. I'm
The
proud of you.
GT3
You got it,
overall
man.
standings. Brandon Lambert wins by 1 point over Matt Kingsbury.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 point, 261 to 260. Kevin Fanning coming in at 231. Romain Rateau, 227. Marwan Mafta, 197. Miguel Rivas, John Majoribanks, Bryan Son, Rob Edgel, and John Ebersol. Keep in mind, our points are unofficial, so if you're a racer and you're watching this and it doesn't line up, I do my best with Google Sheets, so it is what it is. We're as close as we can be.
All right. Now points are done. Give me a final thought on tonight and the entire season. And what are you thinking about next season and beyond?
It was a super fun season. I learned a lot just from my side of things, doing 3 classes, split GP3s, all that fun stuff. Looking forward to doing more of it. I looked at their schedule at the beginning of the year and their beginning of the season. I'm like, oh, cool. They picked only bangers. Great track. Great track lineup. Looks like the next few seasons are great also. So looking forward to watching those. It was a good race tonight. Relatively calm. Ray didn't get much use of that pace car, but that's okay.
In terms from me, as we get ready to close, it's been super fun. And like we said with Lambert, of course, we won't go into details, but the SimCAR Grand-Am Series began as the NASA GT America Series, and there was some instability. There was a fallout. I hate saying fallout because we're partnered up again, but they split off. They ran their championship. It has grown exponentially, and truthfully, 3 years on, it's actually beneficial that was split off, and NASA focuses on dirt road, and these guys have the GT Series because it's super fun to watch. It's so grateful that we were given the opportunity to cover this, and it was just super fun. I want to thank Josh Darnell again for filling in for me on a couple of the weeks that I was unavailable. Alex Laursen for filling in as well and joining us, and just words are failing me right now, but it's always I guess a rough time when we're closing these shows and closing the seasons, because there was just so much action from Daytona, from the rain at Long Beach, the rain in Sebring. There were a bit of issues, and I hope that there are a few driving standards that are cleaned up. There was a little bit of messy stuff, but it is what it is when you're dealing with some guys that are just sitting down in their rigs. They put their VRs on, they sit in front of their monitors, and they're just having a good time on a Thursday night. So I think that's about all we have time for tonight with the SimCAR Grand-Am Series, as the checkered flag has fallen on the season here at Interlagos. On behalf of our entire production staff, producer Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. We thank you for joining us for tonight's coverage of the SimCAR Grand-Am Series. We congratulate our winners Steve Baker, Brandon Lambert, Miguel Rivas, and our champions Nathan Ray, Brandon Lambert, and Marwan Mafta. Remember, Nathan Ray and Marwan Mafta, first-time champions in SimCAR, and Brandon Lambert with his second, joining that championship back in 2022A. In regards to SimCAR, hopefully, I think we're looking good that we will be back in 2026A, first couple weeks of January. I think it's January 15th at the Daytona International Speedway to kick off that season. But in terms of our next broadcast, remember that we will have the NASA Rallycross World Championship in Barcelona on Saturday. It's been a pleasure. But until then, so long, everyone.